joining us. It's very special to me. It's a project that we did that we really enjoyed up at Mount St. Charles. Anyway, I am Dave Decamp with All Security. As you guys know, we specialize in doing private and charter schools. That's a niche that we've found that we're really enjoying. Why do we do that? Because one of our missions is that by 2035, we will have protected 1 million lives. That's what we are in the business of doing, is protecting lives. Dollars are great, but we want to protect lives, and especially children's lives. It's kind of special to us. How do we do that? We do that with access control, stopping people at the front door. We do it with video intercoms, allowing people inside the building to see who it is that they are letting in. A lot of people in old school, they just hit the button and let people randomly in the door and don't know who they're letting in. And then we also do it with cameras. The difference of our cameras, though, are a lot different. Ours all have artificial intelligence. They all have AI. So we can tell when we can recognize faces. Maybe Mr. and Mrs. Smith start the year and junior is okay with coming to school, but then all of a sudden during the year, those two people end up separating and there's some kind of a restraining order. We can actually put Mr. Smith's picture in the camera, meaning in the data system, and it will alert the staff that he is approaching the building. They can automatically call the police. It can do a lot of different things. So our systems are specialized. They are cloud-based. It allows us to control the system from anywhere we are, as long as we have a URL, as long as we can log in from the web and we have a good internet connection. What I want to do today is I'd like to bring you up, Alan. Alan is the president of Mount St. Charles, and we had just finished a project with him. We just did a 91 camera install, and we also did 7 doors of access, and now we've got some other projects that are moving on. Alan, I'd like to just ask you a couple questions. If you don't mind answering, what challenges did you have with previous systems in your school that were not meeting the needs that you had?
Yeah, our system was pretty old, and we had applied for what's called a nonprofit security grant through Rhode Island EMA to strengthen those things. And we were starting to lose some cameras. It was not very clear on some cameras. We found out ultimately that they were wired inappropriately originally. There was high voltage in with the low voltage wiring. We did have some access control on the doors to buzz people in, but we've moved to this system to allow for teachers to use their cell phone to enter in. We're 101 years old as a school, and there's a lot of keys out there. We're changing barrels. You can imagine, just think about 100 coaches sometimes changing out every year. So those are the things that we were trying to really tighten up, and this system has certainly done that. And then that connectivity between the two, as well as the ability for it to not be housed on our servers. That's a big deal for us. And now Dave's actually helping us out with a new artificial turf field that we put in to get some point-to-point internet and some protection there, as well as ultimately probably a reader for license plates that drive into our parking lot so that we can see license plates. Our kids aren't the problem. Our teachers aren't the problem. Things happen, obviously they're teenagers, right? But in the neighborhood of Woonsocket, sometimes we have some issues. So we had no cameras outside. And so the big difference is, some of the kids in the neighborhood now, we can pick them up when they're doing wheelies with their electric bike on our grass or whatever, so that's been good.
Can you tell the group obviously you work with a lot of different vendors over the years. Can you give a commentary on what it's been like working with All Security?
Yeah, they've been great, very professional. They communicate, exactly when they're coming. They completed everything on time. They actually started in the summer, which is the best time for us, obviously, but because of the timeline, we went into the fall, and so they were very, they didn't disrupt any of the operations of the school, which was really great. Dave doesn't know, but I bring in my secret tech consultant there, Eric, right? Yep. And so Eric to me is the guy who knows everything about technology, and I trust his opinion 100%. And the interesting thing for me was Dave was right there, equal in that conversation with him, which automatically told me that Dave knows what he's talking about and that I could trust him. So that was a good thing, because I don't find that a lot. So.
Thank you. Can you, obviously with that statement, is there any issue or would you have any issue referring all security to friends, families, or colleagues? Would that be?
No, yeah, definitely do that.
Very nice, thank you. Yeah, again, so Dave with All Security, thank you, Alan. Again, what we are looking for is more private and charter schools. It's what we do, it's what we love. So anybody out there that has those types of referrals, again, I was talking to Eric, and Eric says, oh, do you do Bayview? And I had no idea what Bayview was and found out that their IT... We don't either. Yeah, I know, yeah. When we found out that their IT people are actually looking for the same exact thing that Alan just did at Mount St. Charles. So I don't know the statuses of all these schools. Some of them have grants, some of them don't, and in some cases we can assist them in getting their grants. And that goes for both southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. So I'm going to do things a little bit in reverse. So who am I? I'm Dave Decamp with All Security. All Security is not who I am. I came up through Southwest Airlines, and that's what I believe makes us different. It's the client services. So we deliver what's called a POCE. If you asked any of my staff members, it's how we end every morning call. A POCE is a positively outrageous client experience. That's what we are here to deliver. A lot of companies can put widgets on walls. We do that well. But again, one thing that I heard when I sat with the 8 people that we were creating as administrators is they all knew my people. In the hallways, they said, oh, Fernando's a great guy, Scott's a great guy. All these people, we want to become part of the public. We want to become part of the community in the school. So it's not just somebody that comes in and does something professionally. We want to be able to be part of that group and be integrated in that family. So Dave Decamp with All Security. Again, I don't know what I'm looking for. Can you guys help me out? Private and charter schools. Thank you very much and have a great day.